All right, hello. Welcome back to the stream. All right. Oops, let me get my tools all up. Good morning, Dev Ghost. Welcome back. Good to see you. Oh, there's the cat. The cat's gonna start meowing a bunch now that I'm sitting down to work. Excellent, excellent. Anyway, so today we're gonna be working on a couple of things. So I changed the formula for the game a little bit. Previously it was you would progress through like 3 different levels within a single run, and you'd basically, that would be your run. So you'd go to the dungeon first, then the graveyard, and then whatever the third level is, as all part of a run. But that formula has changed now to be more like Vampire Survivors, where you basically just choose the map that you want to play on, and then your entire run takes place on that map. It's just a lot simpler for balancing reasons. Also, it allows me to sort of use the other environments as unlockables. So you could say, well, you can't go into the graveyard, you know, arena or environment and fight the new enemies until you've beaten the dungeon at least once. And then, you know, there could be a different condition to unlock the third level, right? So, but with that change, now we have to gracefully handle when you actually beat a level. Instead of just sending you to the next level, we actually have to say, okay, well, after you've beaten the dungeon, we need to present you, the player, with something that you can, you know, like some kind of reward, some kind of end screen or whatever. Then you go back to the hub level, which is this level here, and do your upgrades and stuff, and then you go back into the game, right? So in this stream, what I'm going to be doing is implementing that. So the wave, there's now going to be 20 waves in a single run, and on the 10th and 20th wave will be bosses. And then after you beat the second boss, so on the 20th wave, that will be when the player gets presented with some sort of like loot explosion is what I'm thinking of. So obviously it's just going to basically have to be gold. But, you know, having something there and then some way for the player to have like, okay, I won the game, the run is over, congratulations, and then move on, right? So that's what we'll be doing. Hello, Pika or Pika, however the emphasis goes. So, before I get started, please check out the links in the description below to support my work. I have the new Godot C# course, which is available now. The discount has ended, though, unfortunately, but you could still purchase it or bookmark the page and just check in every so often, because Udemy will run sales pretty often. So if the price is a little bit too steep for you right now, just keep checking back and take a look for it. But do make sure that you use my links in the description below. Those are my referral links, which means that I will get the overwhelming majority of the proceeds if you purchase the course through those links. And it's a great way to help me. It's also a great way to get kickstarted on learning how to build a complete game in the Godot engine. So there's a C# course and there's a GDScript course available in the description below. All right, with all of that stuff out of the way, let's go into it. Hello, Pocket Pixie. Favorite C# dev is streaming today. Thank you. I'm blushing. Good morning. Thank goodness it's Friday. You know what? I wish I could agree with you, but I don't work for anyone. So basically every day is Friday for me. But yeah, I know what you mean. Fridays are awesome. You know, it actually kind of sucks working, at least in the United States, during the summer, because there are like no 3-day weekends in the summer. I think, what is it? Something ridiculous like, you know, Martin Luther King Day is that the last day that you like have off before Labor Day or Memorial Day or something? Anyway, there's like a stretch of like 3 months where there are no federal holidays, and so no one gets the day off. I have a 1-year-old, so no day is Friday in reality. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, my sister has just about a 1-year-old as well. So hello, welcome to the stream. I'm unfortunately not able to know what your name is, but welcome, welcome. I'm pretty sure that's Korean, right? Anyway, so let's go ahead and start with this loot explosion. So I've drawn a chest, and this chest is, I mean, it's not the best looking chest in the world, if I'm being honest, but it will suffice for now. It will suffice for now, and we'll basically have this sort of appear somehow at the last wave. And so that's kind of what we're going to be focused on here. So yeah, I don't know exactly. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to approach this. I forgot to change the editor size, my bad. Let's make this bigger. Let's make this bigger too. So I suppose I should start by actually making the chest work. Oh, by the way, I should show you guys this. So remember I was working on the meta upgrades. I actually last night, I went ahead and added icons for basically everything. Okay, why is my editor lagging so hard? Here we go. So, upgrade tree, boom, look at those icons. So yeah, got icons for every single one that has been developed so far. But there will be more upgrade tree items added, which will require more icons in the future. I've managed to make a 2040 game using Godot C#. Excellent. How was that experience? Was it pretty good? That looks really good. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Is it a binary tree? It is not. Just a regular old tree. Good morning, Ariane. Good morning, good morning. All right, so let's go ahead and make this chest. Do I already have a chest? I could have sworn I had a chest, but I don't. So let's go ahead and do that. Environment, I guess we'll just make a... So the chest is here. So we got the continue environment level. Okay, so let's do, let's create a new scene in here. Chest. All right. That's all we need to do. No, I'm thinking what I want to do for this chest is have a sprite 2D for it. Chest here. Like so. Take the offset off. I think it's 48 pixels wide, so we'll do -24, and then we'll just drag this up until it looks good. Actually, it looks like the sprite isn't centered. 10, 12. So this actually just needs to be moved over. Actually, it probably needs to be moved over a little bit. Okay, that's fine, I guess. So what I want to do is I want to make this so that the player has to destroy the chest. So I could make it so that you have to open it, but I think it'll be more fun just to have to shoot it, you know? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a... I'm going to look at my training dummy here and see how I've got this set up. So we got the hit flash component. Okay, so I need one of those. Okay, so hit flash group component, that needs to be attached to a health component. This health, we'll set it to 100. And suppress damage float, no. Is invulnerable, no. Okay, and then let's do a hurt box component as well. Add child node collision shape 2D. We'll just make it a circle collision shape. There doesn't need to be super fancy here. That'll work. Okay, we need to assign the health component. We need also a status receiver component. Let's put the health component in that one. Status receiver component there. Bullet impact scene, we don't really need that. Detect only, okay. So is that gonna work? I'm gonna handle the death of this thing a little bit differently, but yeah, I think that's fine. So I should be able to do something like this. I should be able to go to my hub arena, instantiate that chest there. Just slap it right there, and let's see what happens. It wasn't a bad experience, but I didn't know that Poly 2D was an actual node. Oh, interesting, yeah. Good morning, Any Key. Hope your development is more fun than my stand-up meeting. Oh, what happened in the stand-up meeting was a little bit spicy. Good morning, Fox Shadow. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I've got two chests here. Okay, so it's dead. So I need to handle that. And that's fine because I'm going to actually... I'm basically just going to write a script for this, I think. So we'll create that script, game.gameObject.environment. Oh no, it's just game.environment. I was going to say, I swear I have an environment namespace. Okay, Chest probably shouldn't even go in the environment namespace, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. So we need to connect to that health component. Node private health component, public override void ready, health component dot died plus equals on health component died. Or I guess I can just simplify this to on died. This is going to be a relatively simple script. Private void on died. And the easy thing to do here is going to be queue free, but I actually don't want to do that because I want to create a particle system for the death here. And I also want to make it spawn particles or spawn gold. So what is the proper and appropriate thing to do here? That is the question. I think what is going to be good to do is let's create a GPU particles 2D first. And we're going to put this, well, we'll just keep that for now. It's called death particles. We're going to make this super simple. We're going to take this particle process material and the texture. So drag on over that. Then drag over our particles animation. Okay, display animation. Okay, and now we've got random frames or random images for that. And we need to make it poof. We need to make it poof. So let's go ahead and do speed scale. No, not speed scale. First of all, we're going to turn off fixed FPS. Explosiveness is what I want. There we go. Okay, spawn position. We're going to make this a sphere surface, I guess. Sweet. Animated velocity. Nope. Accelerations is what we want. Gravity. Cool. All right. Velocity. Initial spread of 180. And then let's just turn up the initial velocity to... That's fine. Maybe turn this down a bit. There we go. Okay, so now we need to animate the display scale curve. So let's do that. Curve texture. Bloom. Bloop. Making sound effects as you work is just has been proven to improve productivity. Let's also give it some kind of lifetime randomness so it's not so uniform. Sweet. And then increase the amount. Oh, your stand-up starts in 5 minutes. As much as I like managing people, these routine meetings get boring. Prefer smaller team and one-to-one work. Yeah, I agree. Those stand-ups can get very uninteresting very quickly. You get more than like 4 people in a stand-up and it's like, well, now I'm having to listen to stuff that I don't care about. It's actually quite inefficient. I don't know why that's like an industry standard. Good morning, Dragon Apple. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, Mba. Call you M. Good to see you. All right, so we've got these particles. I'm curious. I might do animation, actually. Might actually animate this. So animation, speed. Ooh, that's too much. That looks kind of good. Give it a bigger lifetime randomness. Okay, now we need to have some kind of animation, angular velocity. That's probably too much. And we're going to change the spawn angle. Okay, we will see how that looks. So we'll turn it on to one shot. We'll set emitting to true. So what I need to do now is I need to create like a node 2D here. And I'm going to call this like visuals, I guess. And then I'm going to move the status receiver component into there, the hit flash group component, and that should be it actually. Cool. And what's going to happen is I'm going to get a reference to that GPU particles 2D death particles. And in here, when I die, I'm going to call death particles dot emitting equals true. And then I also want to grab a reference to that visuals node, visuals dot visible is equal to false. And let's just see what that looks like. At least you have a job to work at, yeah. Not all of us have jobs. Good morning, Marcos. How are you doing? Let me just fix. Oops, wrong way. Is that better? Camera framing. Whatever. Should be fine. Okay, that explosion is not as big as I thought it was going to be. Also, is the status receiver not working? I think this thing should be receiving poison, right? Why is it not receiving poison all of a sudden? Do I need to redo this hurtbox component? So, health component, status receiver component. Is there something I'm missing? Oh, I should give it a shadow component, I suppose, too. Although, I don't know if that's going to work, so I probably shouldn't. Status receiver. Okay, so that all should be working. Four and four. Unless I don't, do I not have the poison anymore? No, it's got poison. Why isn't that transferring the poison over? It's very curious. Firstly, I'm going to get rid of this extra chest sprite. That's kind of annoying. Is it me or is the audio cutting in and out? Is anyone else having troubles with the audio? I'm doing well, thank you, Marcos. Yeah. What's with the cute skeleton? Is that your mascot? Yeah, I don't... There's not a whole lot of... Audio is fine for you. Good. Okay. Yeah, it might just be on your end, Pocket Pixie. Yeah, but in terms of the skeleton, there's not really a whole lot of intentionality behind the things that I do, really. I mean, it just boils down to skeletons are cool, and it would be cool if I had a skeleton as like a profile picture. And so, yeah, like I guess he's kind of like the mascot, but I was mostly just like, oh, that would be cool. I'm a big fan of skeletons in video games. It's just like, you can't go wrong adding a skeleton enemy to your video game. It's just not possible. So. Watching while taking a shower, got a wet phone, but audio is fine. Very nice. That's funny. Maybe bonus wave to destroy all chests. Oh, you know what? Now that I'm introducing a chest, I could make a permanent upgrade where it increases the amount of chests that appear at the end. That would be cool. Let's get this working first, though. I don't know why it's not receiving the status from the gun. That's the thing that I'm kind of interested in. So handle bullet collision. Where is this actually? Deal damage with transforms. Apply damage transformation. Transfer statuses from hitbox. Did I break something? Hold on a second. Spawn maggot. No, that's still working. Why is the chest not receiving the poison status? That's so weird. What's different? Why is it? That's so, like, I'm baffled. Bullet impact scene? Where's this used? Bullet impact scene. Hurt box component hit by bullet. I need to figure out where the status, how the statuses are getting transferred. I don't even know. Status receiver component. How are the statuses getting transferred from the bullet? Oh, goodness. Poison bleed status interaction manager. On entity collision. Is that what's happening? So status interaction manager. Is this being used still? Right, I don't think that actually is a thing anymore. Yeah, status interaction manager isn't a thing anymore. Oh, here's the cat. So, I don't know. It's a mystery. It's completely mysterious how the poison status is getting transferred over to the enemy. So the hurt box component, status receiver component, deal damage with transforms, apply damage transformation. That's a very specific thing. That's not. Transfer statuses from hitbox is called from on area entered. Is that bullet component sending that signal? Handle. Okay, check shape cast. Yeah, it's calling handle bullet collision. I'm actually completely stumped as to how these statuses are getting Handle area collision. I'm completely stumped at how these statuses are getting transferred over and why it's not working for the chest. That's so bizarre. Handle bullet collision. So it's got to be in here somewhere. It's not there. Handle bullet collision. Deal damage with transforms. So it's dealing damage to the health component. Bullets add child. Hit by bullet. Then I was looking at this hit by bullet here. Oh. You can't purr into the microphone. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hit by bullet. I am completely okay. Maybe I should start with the status receiver component. Apply status. So find all references. Oh, it's being handled in the affixes. Right. Right. Oh, you know what? It's probably... So the poison affix, it's being called here. Right. So this on entity collision is being called from the gun affix manager. Entity collision event dot entity. So that's being emitted from the hurtbox component, I think. Handle bullet collision. Entity collision right here. Setting the entity to the owner as node 2D. Okay. This is from the hurtbox component. So is the entity just null then? Is that what's happening? Okay, bud. Okay. So the gun affix manager, I think it's going to be best if I just... Event equals game event. Maybe I'll just go to my poison affix here and I'll just try to put a breakpoint there and see what's happening. It's very strange. Why not try copy enemy scene to test it? I don't think I'm missing any of the relevant configuration, but it's possible. Okay, so we got our collision event. So we've got the entity. Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why. So the way this logic is working is it's looking for a status receiver component that is at the root. So it's calling get first node of type. So the reason it's not working is because I put the status receiver component inside of this visuals. So I actually need to keep that at the root. So I might as well just keep everything at the root then in this case and just toggle the visibility of all these things individually. Okay, that is a little bit strange. I guess there's no really better way around that though with the way I've got things set up, so that's good to know. Hit flash group component. So it was that the tree structure was a little bit different, and that's why it was not working. That's kind of the downside of relying on the tree structure for your functionality. You kind of get bit by things like that, but that's fine. There are ways around it. So let's do hit flash group component dot visible equals false. And then the status receiver component equals false. Okay. That should fix it. Now it's working. All right, let's make this emit some gold now. So Wave Rewards Manager. I think it would be best to put the rewards in here. We've got on enemy died here. I think this is going to be triggered by this. So on enemy died, we are connecting to the wave manager, enemy died, on enemy died here. So let's go to our wave manager. Let's look for where enemy died is emitted. So on entity spawned, okay, so that's only being handled when the entity is spawned. So we're gonna need to handle this logic a little bit differently for the chest. So what might be easiest here is if I do, all right, let's just get it dropping gold in a very, just a very naive way to start, and then I'll worry about the niceness of the code later. I think what would be best is if I created maybe like a public void register chest here. Chest. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do chest dot. Let's create a signal in here. Signal public delegate void. Maybe some chest variations like different color or style to indicate has more gold. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Probably will do something like that if well, it depends if I have time or not, but yeah, definitely most important to make it work. So let's do a destroyed event handler here. And with that destroyed event handler, we're going to emit that down here. Signal name dot destroyed. Okay, chest dot destroyed plus equals on chest destroyed. Well, let's just create a lambda, I suppose. Just a lambda to start. So let's do this. Drop gold. Now I kind of want to stagger this, but we'll worry about all that stuff later. So we'll do drop gold, chest. Let's do from 20 to 30. Cool. So that's what we're going to do. I guess I can make this just one line here. Sweet. Okay, so when the chest spawns, let's do this. This dot get. Okay, this is ridiculous. Wave rewards manager. I'm just going to create an extension method. So I can get that first node in group for the wave rewards manager. So get wave rewards manager dot connect wave rewards manager dot signal name, or no, I don't need to dot connect anything. I just need to call register chest this. Cool. So that's going to register the chest, and now I should actually see gold dropping right away. How about a gold emitter component that you add to your chest, then you connect your on died signal to the gold emitter component? That's a good idea. The thing is, the generation of my gold flows through this wave rewards manager here. So the gold emitter would essentially be doing the same thing as the chest, which is just like reaching out to this wave rewards manager to drop some gold. So But if I had multiple things that all needed to drop gold, I would probably do something like that where there's just sort of like a component that handles that. And then instead of the Wave for Rewards manager dealing with a bunch of disparate things like chests and enemies or whatever, it would be a gold emitter. The problem is too that the gold for enemies is dropped based on a loot table. So this Wave Rewards manager holds a loot table that gets used when an enemy dies. And so there's a chance that an enemy can drop one of three things, either health, gold, or runes, or nothing. So I couldn't really put a gold emitter component on an enemy because it would still have to reference the loot table before it actually dropped anything. This is basically the only time where I have an item that is guaranteed to drop gold. So yeah, it's a little bit tricky. I mean, I don't think I have enough disparate usages of dropping gold to need another sort of component for that. But let's see if this works. All right, it didn't work. And it's still taking damage and showing that stuff. So I would like to know why that didn't work. Oh, you know what? This probably needs to be called in a deferred fashion. It's probably that the Wave Rewards manager wasn't ready. Callable.from. Actually, it shouldn't have been, but let's just do this. I don't know why I'm getting stumped on these very simple issues today. I don't know what that's about, but why isn't that working? That's so bizarre. Oh, the reason it's not working is because there's no Wave Rewards manager in the hub level. That's why. Oh my gosh, cat. Okay, so I just need to add... I should probably do this because I'm using this as my test room. Wave Rewards manager here. Just go ahead and add that to the hub arena. Let's try this now. So my code was working, it's just that it didn't have the node it needed. All right, let's see if this works now. Nice, go. Oh, you know what? I just thought of another upgrade here. So right now, loot items, you have to pick them up within something like 5 or 10 seconds. So I'm gonna add a meta upgrade to increase the lifetime of loot items. How about a short event where you have a limited time to damage the chest and gives gold proportional to the damage that you deal? That's interesting, yes. But I think at this point, I think I mentioned this before, at this point, I'm more interested in just getting the game finished. If I find that that's going to improve the experience quite a bit, then I'll probably consider it, but I'm just going to do simple things for now. I think it would be nice to note all the requirements so it'll not be missed again, or add assert checks. Well, the assert checks wouldn't necessarily be good because I'm designing everything to work in piecemeal fashion. So, like I said, this chest was working the way that it should have because I'm doing an optional check here. I'm basically saying if there's no rewards manager, then don't break the game or don't assert anything, just fail silently. And that's how I've written a lot of my code, because I'm not trying to make things with hard dependencies, but sometimes that happens. Hi, Teach. Will you go back to creating a tutorial for GDScript? At some point, yes. At some point. I only have limited time to do things, so I would love to, though. I would love to refresh my platformer course because that's still in Godot 3, and then at some point refresh the Vampire Survivors course or the Survivor style course. But I have a lot of stuff to do. So this initialize probably doesn't need to be deferred, but I'll just leave it. That's fine. Okay, so this is dropping gold now. So now we got to get this actually spawning into the game. How is the gold implemented? Okay. Oh, man. Okay. So we're going to need to go to the wave manager here. We're going to need to add a chest here. And we're going to probably need to add another state to this wave manager. So state machine.add states state victory, enter state victory. Let's create some, let's create some states for that. Void state victory, private void enter state victory. Okay, so what do we need to do in here? So we have this emit demo completed here. I think what I'm going to do is I need to change how that demo works anyway. So what I'm going to do in here is I'm just going to change this to state machine.change state victory. Just trying to figure out how this state machine works. So I think I set this state timer. So enter state wave completing, set the state timer. That does all the things it needs to do. Right, and then when I call update, it immediately changes to that state victory then. Or state rewards. So when state rewards is entered, it creates the tables. State cleanup. Check advance arena is not something that we're using anymore, so let's get rid of that. Okay, this is a little bit confusing, the way that this state machine is working, but I think this needs to be moved out of here. I think that's what's confusing me. All right. I think that's better. So, state room starting. Yeah, okay. All right, with all that stuff done, so when I enter this state victory, I need to basically follow this pattern here of this create tables, but it needs to do something else. It needs to create a chest. So let's do private async void create victory, I suppose. And the first thing that I'm going to do is create a lever, or I guess create the chest. Okay. So let's grab this. Let's grab the target position. All right, this should be easy then. So I need to create a chest. So var chest is equal to resource preloader dot instance or instance scene or null chest. And then we need to create a beam. Beam.addChild. Does this create beam add it to the, yeah, it adds it to the, yeah, entities level. So beam add child chest. And is that it? So that's our create victory. So what I want to do as well is do like an await this dot timer. Just do like a 0.3 second timer here. And then in this create victory, I want to create a lever as well. Got to do something about these magic numbers. Beam.global position, beam.addChild, lever, lever dot interacted. So we need to connect to that lever interacted, but let's just see if this is going to work first. So we're going to call create victory when we enter the state victory. So create victory. And then in here, this is where we're going to transition back to the hub level. Okay, how are we going to test this? I think what I can do is in my wave manager, I can set the max waves to 1. That should work. Let's see. So what should happen is that I should get a boss wave immediately, which is still broken. I need to change this. Kill that boss, and we've got... Okay, well, we've got the chest on top of the on top of the lever, but it works. It works. So why is that chest? Oh, I probably didn't change. Oh, I forgot to change this to lever beam, that's why. Okay, so that basically works. So I'm going to do this. Lever.interacted plus equals on victory interacted. Private void on victory interacted. We're going to call state machine.update. And then in here, let's look for hub level.tscn. I need to get rid of that magic string as well. eventually. So in the victory state, we're just going to transition back over to that hub level. Okay. And we probably want lever dot. We're going to change the interaction enabled to false until the chest is destroyed. So let's do this. Chest.destroyed plus equals on victory chest destroyed. We'll make that a lambda so I can pass in the lever. Lever.toggle point of interest visibility true. Lever.toggle interaction enabled true. So when that chest gets destroyed, then we'll allow the player to continue. So just make sure that they collect their reward. And let's see. Yeah, that should work. All right, let's see if that works. I should remove the chest from that room. Sweet. So I can't move this lever. I gotta destroy this first. Got my gold. All right, and now I can go. I guess I need a beam to come down and grab me too, huh? How does that work in the hub room? Teleport entity component. I guess I'll just copy all this. Put this in the wave manager. I can change this to create beam. All right, I think that should work. Good morning, Cody. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing? While I'm here, get rid of that chest. Haha. All right. And now I can do this. I need to block my movement though. How am I blocking my movement elsewhere? I think I can just do this. This get player input manager add lock. So I have the player referenced in multiple places, so I'll just do this. This dot get player. So now I shouldn't be able to move around with that input lock in place. Nice. Cool, and we're back. And I take my money with me, all that good stuff. All right, it's coming along. It's coming along. So we'll add a little point of interest component to this as well. He's so cute, collecting all those things for me. So now I need to actually save the amount of money that I have as well. Add meta currency. So this needs to be called when probably needs to be called at that same moment here. So in the wave manager, in my state victory, I will just go ahead and save whatever gold the player has picked up. So I'll just get a reference to that here. Kind of sloppy, but it will function. So let me just make sure that this is working then. So the whole loop here. So what I'll do is I'll go to my save.json here. Let's just get rid of all these things, and let's also get rid of this, set it back to 0. All right, let's see if I actually save all my meta currency. Hello, Vrabo. Welcome, welcome. How do I create these debug states options? Can you elaborate on your question? I'm not entirely sure what specifically you're referring to. All right. So I've got 1 gold. Let's see. Let's just grab everything. Okay, 30 gold. So I should have 30 gold when I go into the upgrade tree here. Yep, 30 right there. Boom. Acquire that. Acquire that. Nice. Sweet. All right. Then I can go back in. It's a nice little perfect loop here. So now I want to add to the chest here, instantiate a point of interest component. Oops. There. So I want to turn this suppress damage float on. Public void set suppress damage float. Bool suppress. Okay, and then point of interest component dot. Can I toggle the visibility of this to hidden? Yes. Toggle visibility, false. Okay, so the chest is not really being removed from the tree, it's just staying there, which is why I went through all that trouble, but now I should have a point of interest component over the chest, basically beckoning the player to go ahead and smash it open. The menu with the buttons that you choose, like show the boss, goblin helper. Oh, I see. So this menu here. So this menu, it's just called, let's see, I think I called it debug console. So basically all it is it's just, so it's got a text input here, right? So a command that you can enter. And the command is, it's just a string and it's really simple. What I'm doing is when I hit the enter key, it's calling, parse input with the string that I'm writing into the code or into the text field there. And then it's basically just like, it's just splitting the string and then it's checking, okay, what's the first word of the string? And then it takes that first word as the command and then it passes the rest of the text in as arguments to that. So this spawn here takes a params string array of args. And then in here, I can use those additional arguments to determine precisely what I'm trying to spawn. And this is referencing different like registries that I have. So I have this debug registry for entities here. And these are only available for debug purposes. But basically what these do is this scans over my file system to find all the relevant scenes. And then basically it just does string matching. So if I type in maggot, it looks for the scene, the entity scene that corresponds to the maggot ID, basically. And so it's very simple. It's basically just break the string up into a bunch of pieces and then just figure out like what to do based on the input. And it's, you know, it's not very well maintained, but it works. So I can like spawn a maggot here and there it is, you know. Oh, and then the options here, this is really simple too. These lines are just being saved to a text file somewhere. So the last 10 commands that I entered just get saved or appended to a text file. And then those options are just pre-populated here when I open up the screen. So that way, if I'm testing something, I don't have to keep repeatedly typing. I can just click the button. But all that does is that just passes in the string that from the text file back into the parse input because it just produces the same result, right? So that's all that happens. Now we've got this. There's all my money. Oh, I need to change the text here. So where do I need to change that text? I think I need to change it in here. Yeah, lever.set text. So we'll just say return to hub. At first I thought it was everything hard-coded, but I like your approach. Yeah, hard coding it would be a nightmare. All right, so now I can destroy this. Now let's just see if this says what I need it to. Return to hub, yep. All right, get all my gold. Return to hub, boom. Got 55 gold, all right. So that's working well. So I don't think that there's any reason to believe that this is gonna fail suddenly when I set this back. So wave manager, we're gonna have max waves of 2, and then boss interval waves of, or 20 rather, and boss interval waves of 10. Now I'm not actually sure how this is gonna function going out to 20 waves. I think the growth curve is just gonna be slower, but I need to test it. So might as well test that now, I suppose. So let me go to my hub arena here. Or not my hub arena, my dungeon arena. I'm gonna turn off debug mode here for both of those. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this. So add victory condition. That victory condition needs a lot of work, I think, but what is it? Oh yeah, some kind of like victory notification, or what did I say? I can't remember what I was just saying. Oh well. Let's go ahead and give this a test with the 20 waves now. So I'm gonna have to do a lot of play testing for a lot of the changes that I've made. I'm just trying to get things in place so that I have something to work with. So right now, here's my board. So add arena victory, that's what we just did. And then make level 20, or make level go to 20 waves with boss as 20th wave as well. So those are the things that we just did. And so I actually have to test this now to make sure that that's good. I'm actually doing this one as well. So yeah, we're gonna give this a shot. We're gonna see what works. We're gonna have to play test this quite a bit, but play testing is the fun part, right? Hey, what's up, Foxtrots in? Welcome to the stream. I did your course a while back, looking forward to the new C# one once I can get it. Awesome. Yeah. Thanks for joining the stream, good to see you. Just a few days, you made a lot of content for the game. Yeah, I mean, one of the beauties of not having a job is I have plenty of time to work on this. What is the software I'm using? This is Obsidian, the note-taking app Obsidian, with the Obsidian Kanban plugin. So I'll write that down. So, yeah, so that's what I'm using. It's very nice. So we're going to be going into some playtesting now. And I will just be probably noting random changes. I would encourage you as well, if you see anything weird, to note it for me. That would be helpful. There's a lot of work to do in the game. There's a lot of rough edges, but trying to get the broad contours of the game feeling good before going too far in one direction. So I thought this was Trello. It is not. Would much rather dev all day. Yeah, there are parts where it's not so fun, but you know, what else am I gonna do, you know? Okay, but before we start the highly anticipated playtesting, I need a couple minute break, as I usually do. I usually take a break every hour or so during streaming, so I'm gonna take a quick break. In the meantime, please check out the links in the description below. My courses are linked down there. There's the new C# one, which you can get, and the GDScript one, that was the one previous to that course. And then, yeah, while I'm on my little break, make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff, so that you can be notified when I'm going live. And with all that said, give me 2 minutes, I'll be right back, and we're going to be playtesting Gunforged and making tweaks as necessary. right, I'm back. My favorite streamer and my fave developer. Oh, well, thank you. You're setting the bar very high for me. I can't take the pressure. No, I appreciate those kind words. All right, let's do some Gunforged playtesting, shall we? So again, we're going to 20 waves this time. And we're gonna see, basically the things that we're checking is, how is the balancing curve working with the 20 waves? How does the player progression work with the 20 waves? Of course, having 20 waves also means far more opportunities to get passives as well, so you can really accumulate passives. There's a lot of ways in which the game is changing by adding more waves to a single room, but I think that that's going to be good. So let's take quickness here. And let's take that. Wow, none of these parts are really that great. Although I do like the lightning. Ooh, that's kind of wacky, but that's all right. Let's do it. Do I play games? Yeah, occasionally. Admittedly, I haven't really been that much into gaming recently. I've been playing a little bit of Grim Dawn. And what else have I been playing? Grim Dawn. I think that's basically it. Imaginary Friend. Yes, let me get that. So this increases rune slots. Let's put the Bone magazine on that one. Okay, I gotta write that down. So Gunforge UI preview doesn't update when gun part equipped. Let me just write this down as a bug here. So I keep track of that. I would add more rune slots, but I guess I can add one there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Moving on. Would you recommend making a top-down 2D game on Godot or GameMaker? I'm currently learning to use GameMaker. Well, I'm going to suggest Godot, obviously, but I mean it depends on what you're comfortable with. If you feel like you're proficient with GameMaker and you just want to get a game working, then I would say there's no reason to switch right now if your primary concern is making a game. Because if your primary concern is making a game, then you probably want to stick with whatever you're familiar with, whatever you're comfortable with, because that's going to make you the most productive, right? However, I think that Godot personally is a lot more powerful, a lot more structured than GameMaker. And I would say that Godot has like sort of a benefit right now where it's like it's an up and coming engine and it's really hot and there's lots of content being produced for it, lots of games being produced for it. And so I think it's only a matter of time before Godot becomes more common in terms of finding learning resources and tutorials and whatnot. So you could bet on the long-term viability of Godot versus GameMaker as well. But primary thing is do whatever you're most proficient in if your interest right now is making a game. But I would say that my opinion is that Godot, once you learn Godot, is more powerful, it's easier to structure, so on and so forth. If you know Grim Dawn, maybe you know Titan Quest. I have heard of Titan Quest. I even played it a little bit, I think, but I never played it to completion. Which Kanban plugin is it? MG Myers or Chris? I think it's MG Myers, I think, if I remember. Absolutely love the new UI. Thank you. Yeah, I hope that this is the last iteration of the UI I have to go through. Enswood-Droha? Do I have a cat? I have 2 cats. Indeed, I do. Do you just use C# or GDScript as well? For Gunforged, it's just C#, but I would say probably 60 or 70% of my Game Jam games are written in GDScript. So I kind of oscillate between both depending on the context. Can we see them? Maybe if they get up. One of them's across the house sitting in the window soaking up the sun, and the other one is currently asleep, and if I wake him up he won't stop meowing because he wants attention, so I'm just gonna leave him be for now. I'll show them if they come up to me. Right gun, boom. Okay, oh, I got 3 rune slots out of that, nice. So now I can go to my upgrade table. Let's take the increased movement speed, why not? Okay, so this is the bubble. I like the bubble magazine just because it shoots bubbles. So I'm going to put the bubble magazine on the bubble receiver. Should I do a reforge? I don't think so. I think that's fine. Okay, so we're on wave 4, and the enemies are not terribly difficult. I want to check the get median tier. I want to check the code that's responsible for generating the gun stats and see if that's... I hope it's not hard coded to be based on 10 waves, because it does seem like my strength is increasing faster than the strength of the enemies, but that could just be because I get... Ooh. Loot Goblin or health? Oh. I think I need to buff Berserk quite a bit. I might bump that up to like 50 or 75% damage. Hey, Dark Cascade. Thank you so much for the super chat. That's awesome. Thank you, thank you. Can I, boom, throw a like on that? Thank you so much. All right, let's see. What do you have to say here? Do you think downgrading to Godot 3 for C# web export is worth it for the greater audience, or Godot 4 and aiming for desktop is better? Well, I mean, that's kind of the question, right? Is it, who is the audience, you know? If you are making Game Jam games, then I would absolutely stick with GDScript, so that way you can use Godot 4 and do web exports. But if you're making a game that's going to be intended to be sold through Steam, then you don't really need the web export capability, right? So I think it entirely depends on the audience. Yeah, if you want to add more information as to how you're thinking about it, but that would be my general advice. My opinion is that, you know, I think Godot 4 has enough new, good, and quality stuff that you probably want to avoid downgrading to Godot 3 if it's not necessary, if it's not absolutely necessary, just because Godot 4 gives you so much new good stuff. Hello, Tiny Pixel. Any plans for more GDScript courses? Not at the moment, no. The immediate plan is to finish Gunforged and then begin work on the next game after that. And of course, I still need to make videos just for my YouTube channel in the meantime. I actually probably should make that my weekend project to get a video done here, but... All right, I'm going to take the Loot Goblin. I'm a sucker for the Loot Goblin. I'm going to take him. All right, now we're starting to get some runes here. So let's remove that. Let's remove that. Good plans. Looking forward to Gunforge. Thank you. Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to Gunforge being done. Not that I'm sick of it or anything, but it's been a long-standing project, and it is time to finish it. I guess I'll go for the higher DPS. Let's put shock on that one and bullet split on this one. I'm trying to get started in game dev, so I'm more likely to complete small games, which I think would be better on something like itch, but I love C#. Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah. I mean, I do think that an itch audience is probably more receptive to a web build, but if you're not necessarily participating in a game jam and you're just going to publish games to your itch page, I still think that that's a different audience. So the game jam audience is going to be different than people who are just browsing itch for something to play. My hunch would be to say that the people that are browsing itch for something to play or that are following you on itch are going to be perfectly fine with downloading something. Whereas, you know, in a game jam setting, you kind of just want to make it as easy as possible for somebody to get in, play test it, and give you a rating. But, you know, it's tricky. I think, yeah, I think it depends on what you want to do. I probably, if I was in your situation and I just wanted to publish a bunch of small games to itch and I liked C#, I would probably not sweat too much over the lack of web export. I would probably personally just use Godot 4, write my game in C# and then upload the binaries, and, you know, and you can do other things too, like include a video or like, yeah, a video of some kind showing what the gameplay looks like so people can see it before they download it. That kind of good stuff. Bubbles. Oh, wait. What I was going to do is I'm going to check. Okay, so there's this tier increase wave delta. Oh, right. Okay. Okay, I think this is working. I think I might need to change the enemy spawn curves and what types of enemies get spawned when. Right now I feel much more powerful than the enemies, which is fine. We'll see how the curve ends up going. Oops. Doesn't stop me from getting hit anyway. Ooh, we already got a Spider-Man. Ooh, we got a shop. The shop basically doesn't work, though. Increased health, yes, let's take that. Oil, let's take the oil out, put it there for some reason. Ooh, that's a big DPS downgrade. Yeah, I'm not going to take any of those things. Does this shop even work? I'm kind of scared to use the shop. It hasn't been updated in a long time. I'm going to forego the shop. That whole thing needs to be redone, unfortunately. But I think for the shop, I'm basically going to duplicate sort of the style that I have here. So I'm going to make a bunch of inventory items here, like a grid. And then also have the guns here. So that way the shop is just going to be... Yeah. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to this shop, so I'm not going to use that for now. Thank you for the response, and thank you for streaming this development. You're welcome. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching, hanging out. Oof. I'm not doing so hot. Okay. Firebelly is a good guy, thank you. Have to make him famous. Oh no. Oh no, don't do it. Hello, Firebelly. I just bought your Udemy course. Nah, I pirated it. But it's dang good. A bit too fast, but it's good. Thanks for the great course. Which course is it? Is it the new C# one? Covered 20% in one day. We'll complete it 4 to 5 days building alongside. Excellent. Lamau says Future Trunks. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, the Godot Survivor. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Oh, quickness. Yes, let's take this one as well. Although increased stamina is really good. Let's do that one. Get an extra dash. Here we go. Big DPS increase here for both guns, but I think I'll put it on the right gun there. And then we'll extract that poison rune. Let's put it on that one. And this increases the rune slots by 1 for both guns. So I like the bubbles, but we'll put it on the left gun there. Okay. So I think those rune slots are increasing too rapidly. How are the rune slots detected or dictated? Pick gun part. Pick affix count. Guaranteed affix slots. Oh, I see. This is just... So this is just using rand fn with a mean of 1 and a deviation of 0.75. So I think I just need to change the... It's too easy to get rune slots currently. I think I just need to knock that down just a little bit. So I'm going to do that. So slightly reduce affix slot count prevalence in gun parts. Do I have like a balance tag? I'll just do enhancement for now. I think that's just a little bit too much. I have other changes I want to make to the guns as well, but okay, let's continue. Got bones, shooting bones. Do you have any expectations for how your game will do on release? I want to sell at least 2,000 copies. That is my hope. And if I exceed that, then I will exceed expectations. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Has anyone here played the Noita game? I have played Noita. It's very fun. When I will make money by my games, I will thank all the people who help me for free, pay them more when they help me. At present, I don't have money. Well, that's fine. You don't have to, if you're successful, you don't have to give your money away. But it's a very nice sentiment. All right. Yeah, Noita's fun. I like Noita a lot. Okay, so now we've got the little bats that shoot poison blobs coming. Ow. There's a rune for me. Nice. I'm running low on health. Clear nearby bullets on dash. We'll take that one. Oil. Bullets deal up to 100% extra damage. Let's throw that on there. We might as well throw the oil on there as well. I think it's time to do a reforge. Let's grab a bleed, throw it over there. Another shock. Let's do shock. Let's just lean into shock status. This is an increase in DPS for the left gun, so let's put it there. Okay. I'm absolutely destroying these things. So I think the health curve probably needs to change. Yeah, there's some balance things I need to address here, but let's see how the boss goes. Oh, I'm already dying though. Actually, this might be a fine difficulty because I'm still dying quite quickly, and there's no reason for the enemies to be bullet sponges. Maybe if I just reduce the rune slots, the prevalence of rune slots, that will help. Okay, Blood Brothers, Enhanced Combustion. Let's do Blood Brothers, because I have Bleed now, right? Yeah, I've got Bleed. Should I do another Reforge? I've got plenty of money, so maybe I should do that. Reforge. Oil, might as well grab the oil. Okay, none of these are good, so I guess I'll just not do an upgrade and we'll go forward. The image effect on the invisible friend is very cool. How's it done, sub-viewport? No, in Godot 4, there's a canvas group. I think that's what it's called, canvas group, where you can put multiple disparate sprites together, like my guns are, and then you can apply a shader to that thing as a group, and I think that's how I'm doing it. Let me just see. Yeah, so this assembled gun here contains all the parts, and then on this we have the shader. And the shader, I think, is just a very simple kind of just like noise shader. I don't think I'm going to be able to decipher it here, but yeah, phantom noise texture. So it's just a scrolling noise texture. And then the alpha and the colors are modified based on that noise texture, basically. Let me wishlist your game. Yes, wishlist. Everyone wishlist Gunforge. The link for that is in the description below. How long have you been building this game? Do you do all the art and music by yourself, or you buy assets? Or are you doing game dev full time? So I've been working on this game for a number of years. I don't know, maybe 3 years it's been in development. Maybe a little bit longer. I do the overwhelming majority of the art myself. There's one thing that I haven't drawn myself. And then I hire people to do the music for me. We're gonna have to hire more people probably to get some more tracks done. And am I doing game dev full time? I am. So game dev and Udemy course production. Give you a good 36 cents if you drop the game. Nice. Already wishlisted, thank you, Vrabo. How did you learn all this shader, almost full Godot engine all by yourself? Lots and lots and lots of experience. I started using Godot in like 2017, and so I've just been using Godot for a very long time at this point. I know pretty much everything that needs to be known about the 2D side of things. So, any idea what the next course will be about? I'm strongly suspecting that it'll be a multiplayer course because there aren't basically any really good resources on like the complete sort of here's how you build a multiplayer game. So I'm thinking that will be my next one. You have a Discord server? I do not. I don't think I'm planning on doing one either. All right, back to the game. I'm still doing a bunch of damage to the enemies, but they are getting tougher. Boss wave is coming up next. Ooh, we got a well here. Boom. Tag you're it. All right. Ooh, thunderstorm. Do I have shock? Yeah. So I'm gonna do, let's do thunderstorm. We'll do that one. Oh, this bleed is gonna go away. Let's actually put that one there and let's sell those ones and we'll sell that one too. Yeah. Do I want to reforge? Let's extract that rune. 5% chance to deal double damage. Let's replace the oil. I really don't like the oil that much. I need more oil related passives and whatnot. This one increases the rune slots and the number of bullets and the spread. I don't think I want to do that. No, let's just keep it. All right, boss time. Broken heart, yeah, sorry. Thank you, Vivek. Multiplayer is indeed a headache for sure. Have you ever thought about mobile game dev? Yeah, I don't like mobile games, so I'm never gonna make a mobile game. I do not like them. Yes, that's one way to say it, future trunks. I mean, there are mobile games that have like pretty fair monetization practices, but it's just a whole different ball game. I'd rather just make games that are like one-time purchases and be done with it, you know? There's the cheese meteor attack, the new one. Eee! Get away from me. Die, nice. All right. Upgrade. Thunderstorm, let's do thunderstorm. Sell all those. All right, going forward. Ow. Now it's getting real. Now it's getting real. I want to add another enemy type. I think I'm going to need more enemy types per level now. Because if these are all going to be, you know, 20 wave arenas, then if there's all going to be 20 wave arenas, then I need more enemy variety. Because these next 10 waves here are just going to be fighting the same enemy types. Thunderstorm again. Although stamina though. Let's just do thunderstorm. Here's an upgrade. I lose a rune slot though, but the DPS goes up. Let's go ahead and do that, and let's get rid of this one. Put bleed back on there. Okay, I have a lot of money. Added passive for real, nice. Okay. So I can have some CC now. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oops. Dang. There's so much carnage happening. It's ridiculous. Okay. Ooh, sacrifice 1 max HP for a passive. That might be useful. Let's see what we got here, though. Quickness, yes, more quickness. Yes, a totem affix. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right. Totem affix is actually goated. So this one says 5% chance to summon a totem on a hit that damages enemies for 50% weapon DPS. So where are we going to put this little guy? Let's get rid of the poison stack and let's put him here. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Should we do the heart sacrifice? Hope your game is going to sell like hot bread. It looks really awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think it will. I mean, I think it will do decent. I'm not expecting it to be like a huge hit or anything, but I think if I just add some more content, really tighten up the gameplay, make it feel really good, I think that it's going to do decently. I think I'm optimistic about being able to hit my 2,000 sales target. Let's sacrifice 1 max HP for a passive. And actually, I changed it so I can actually see what the options are before I choose to sacrifice. It's just a little bit nicer. Now, one thing that I'm interested in is if I look at my resources, passive, this has a max stacks of 7. Oh my gosh. Well, I might as well take that. Increases movement speed by 60%. Look at how fast I am. Oh gosh, it's getting a little bit laggy too, so I'm gonna have to do some performance things for sure. Oh, that's interesting. The maggots can get stuck by that for real thing. Might have to change the maggot behaviors to account for that. Okay. Let me write that down. Lots of work to do. Okay, the shop again. I gotta redo the shop too. Reload both guns on dash. We'll take Blood Torrent. I didn't even look at my weapons. Oops. Oh no. Okay, I need a health globe. I need a health globe. Give me a health globe. Give me a health globe, please. Ugh. Goodness, I think I need to reduce the prevalence of the blood golems. Zap and robust. Nope, I'm gonna do zap. I might take that bullet split and put it there. Yeah, bullet split is nice because I think it reapplies the on-hit effects too, which means I get more chances to spawn this totem. Here we go. This looks like an upgrade. Okay. Okay. Enough beating up on the training dummy there. Let's see. What will the price be? I'm thinking around $5. Could be a little bit higher, could be a little bit lower. Were you a Unity user before? Just wondering why C#. No, I wasn't a Unity user. I think the only reason I wanted to use C# is because I just wanted the structure. This was before GDScript had typing when I started using C# with Godot. So I just wanted the structure of being able to have types and apply typical, design patterns, make use of interfaces, abstract classes, that sort of thing. So that's why. But yeah, I haven't really used Unity in like any kind of serious matter. Oh, that's an elite enemy. I need to figure out what to do about those elite enemies. Oh no, my loot goblin got stuck in the corner. Oh no. I want to make it to the second boss, please. Oh, my loot goblin came in clutch and grabbed the health globe for me. Oh, there's another one. Nice, full health, let's go. The speed bonus is nice. Oh my gosh, I keep running into things I shouldn't. Nice. All right, full health, let's go. I've got 231 gold too, that's ridiculous. I'm gonna need to vastly adjust my balancing. Quickness, I can get another quickness? Oh my gosh. Now, I'm gonna do fire though. That's a DPS upgrade for that weapon, but I need to fix these too. Oh, there's so much to do. So much to do. Just sell all these. Wave 16. Those loot items, when they drop, they don't collide with the walls at all, so they're kind of like flying through the walls sometimes. Where'd that rune go? All right. Enhanced combustion. Let's do quickness again. Ooh, we got a lot of stuff here. Shock grenade. I could do multiple shock grenades. I don't think I'm going to do that though. Let's just sell all those things. I'm not really getting any good weapon parts here. I got pretty maxed out pretty early, so don't fix what ain't broken. My loot goblin's just running around grabbing things for me. That's so funny. But you knew a lot about software engineering before starting game dev. Game looks very high quality, by the way, can't lie. Thank you. Yeah, I was already very familiar with software engineering, programming, and things of that nature, so that's why I kind of gravitated to C#. $5 is pretty decent. I was expecting around 12. I would say that, though, €8 is most fair play price. Anyway, buy this regardless of the price. Thank you. Yeah, again, it depends on what the final state of the game is like and how much content is there. If I'm happy with the game and I find a way to just make a ton of content before the release, that will affect the price. But yeah, I think $5 to $10 is probably the range that I'm thinking of. It all depends. It all depends on what I feel comfortable selling it for. Ow. Wave 17. Increase stamina. Ooh, a bodyguard though. Yeah, let's do bodyguard. There's a DPS increase, but then I lose. It's not a very big DPS increase. Can take those runes out of there and sell those and get a free reforge. This one just gives me an extra rune slot straight up, so I might do that. Except I don't have any more runes now. Oops. I have way too much money to do rerolls here. There we go, 584 DPS, but the rune slots, ugh. Okay, let's go ahead and equip that. This will give me 6 rune slots on this one? I can't do that though because I need to keep my DPS numbers up. So shock, I probably don't need shock on both of these things. Let's do bleed on that one. Yeah. So I think I either need to reduce the gold drop rate or... I think probably I need to reduce the gold drop rate, honestly. Reduce the gold drop rate and then... Because it gets really common when there's a lot of enemies on screen. And that's why my gold is going through the roof. Now that's not necessarily a problem. I could keep the current rate of gold being dropped and then just up the prices of everything, up the cost of everything, but I do think that the gold needs to be reduced quite substantially. I'm moving so fast. There's a random shadow right here. Do I have a... I don't have any errors. That's nice. Got a lot of warnings. I got a random shadow here. It's just stuck. That's disconcerting. Blazing Trails. Let's take the upgraded version of Blazing Trails there. Let's just sell all those. All right, wave 19. Here we come. Ouch. This is just ridiculous. I'm just basically just firing into the crowd and just hoping that it does work. Ow. No, I got stuck on the freaking things. Okay, well, I was able to escape with some health, so that's good. Be the fuse. Quickness times 6? No way. 10% chance to fire the other gun while shooting. That's an interesting one. Maybe I will do that. Replace that one. Okay. Yeah, I've got 400 gold in a single run. That doesn't sound right to me. I mean, I could keep it if it's more fun to have more gold. All right, this is the second boss now. The cheese meteors. Hey, those things aren't supposed to drop. Oh, wait. Oh, it thinks there's a rune right there. Interesting. Okay. Nice. Oh, my freaking guys destroyed that chest immediately. Did you see that? I didn't even see the chest. All right. Boom. And I should have a ton of... Yeah, I've got 485 gold here now. All right, well, that was something. That was fun, though. I think the 20 waves feels like a good duration. So if you exclude the breaks that I took for chatting with you guys, that probably took like, what, 10 or 15 minutes? So a run is going to be 10 to 15 minutes long. You'll get in, you'll get your build going, you'll defeat both bosses, and then you'll return to the hub. You'll buy your upgrades, and then you'll go back in. I think this has already been asked, but I've been AFK. Did you do the artwork and UI in the game by yourself? I did, yes. The overwhelming majority. I have one asset that I didn't make, and that's for pixel art, like keybind icons, basically. The bullet animations. Yeah. Thank you. I think the blood should last longer, maybe even stay in the ground permanently. I would love to do that. I'm not exactly sure how I would accomplish that in Godot without like a significant performance degradation. What's the ammo thing next to the coins? That's how much ammo is in your gun. So the way it works is that shooting one gun reloads your other gun. So this is just a mechanic that basically forces you to switch between your guns. So the whole thing about this is like you're managing two guns at once, right? And this is part of that. I started game dev for recreating the game N++. I played N in my childhood and wanted to remake the game with new enemies, new way of playing, maybe multiplayer and endless, just like the serve. I don't know what game that is. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of games increase the cost of rerolls. Second reroll after each round costs more than the first. Yeah, I could do that as well. Glyphs. Hello, Brass X. Perhaps the UI could convey that better. Not sure exactly how, though. Yeah, I don't know exactly. Is the stream overlay made in Godot? No, the stream overlay is... The borders are just... I just did that in Sprite, and then the sort of background that's going on is an HTML page that I wrote up to just cycle through some announcement things that I want to have showing. So it's a web page. All right, one thing I want to do is, pick affixes legacy. What is that? Get rid of that. pick affix count. Oh, here we go. Calculate affix distribution. So I'm going to call that. And sorry, 1 second. Just checking up on something. Yeah, sorry, something confusing happened with my YouTube stream. So this calculate affix distribution, I want to nerf the amount of affix slots that are appearing. So if I call this calculate affix distribution here, gun part randomizer, calculate affix distribution. Surely a bunch of sprite 2Ds for bloodstains wouldn't hurt too much. It turns out to be performance intensive. You might be able to utilize the rendering server instead. Yeah, I think it's not, I don't think it's necessarily drawing. I think it's the fact that there are each individual nodes that have their own transforms and everything. All right, let's see what happens when I run this. Does somebody's comment keep getting deleted? Maybe you should add, let's see. Maybe you should add some drop from enemies and inventory in the hub or some crafting stations. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. Do you mean there should be like upgrades here at this table that can increase drop rates? Okay, I want to look at this. Oh, that didn't work? Why didn't that work? Calculate affix distribution. Why did that not work? Okay, I'll just put it in the player. Okay. I just want to see what the affix distribution is like. Okay, something must be wrong here. Oh, there it goes. Average gun part affix count, 0.6. Max affix count, 4. So there was one item that had 4. So 1 out of 10,000. There are about 4,000 that have at least 1. So it's about a 50% rate. So I think what I want to do here is... I think I want to change the median in here. So this gun part randomizer... Let's make the median 0.75 as well. So it's just under 1. That's going to shift to be a lot more 0 count affixes, but then there's going to be a lot of, or a lot fewer 1 count affixes as well. Max affix count is now 3. So this is per gun part. So you could, in theory, get 3 different gun parts that all have 3 affix slots, and that would give you 9 affix slots. But here, so we've got roughly 60% of the time there's 0 affix slots. What is this? 33% of the time we got 1, and then something like 0.5% of the time we get 2. I would like to see the 2 be a little bit higher. So let's do maybe 0.5 median with like a 1 deviation. I don't think that's going to change things too much, but let's see. N++ was the peak of platformers. Buttery smooth, amazing physics, and enemies over 5,000 handcrafted levels. Interesting. Admittedly, I'm not that big of a fan of platformers. I've never really liked those kinds of games. Okay, so now we're down to 29% chance of getting at least 1, which is nice. I would like the 2 to be up. That's 0.6. So let's maybe give it like a 1.25 deviation. Unfortunately, I think I could probably go into like a normal distribution calculator and figure this out, but who needs that when you can just run the game over and over again? Oh my gosh. There's a chance for 5. Okay, wait, this is probably actually better. So, yeah. So, we're back to like a 32% chance for getting at least 1 affix or a rune slot. But now there's a 10% chance to get 2. Which is nice. Because you can still get quite... That's 10% chance is not bad, right? But now we have here... There's a point, or a 2% chance, I guess that is, a 2% chance of getting 3, which is still relatively high. And then there are very rare chances to get 4 and even 5 or 5 rune slots. That seems reasonable to me. So 53% of the time, there's going to be no rune slots on a gun part. 32%, there's going to be at least 1. 10% of the time, there will be 2. And then there's exceedingly rare chances to get 3, 4, and 5. I think that sounds good. And that's out of 10,000. I think I'm doing that 10,000 times. Yeah. So that's out of 10,000 simulations. So I'm more happy with that kind of distribution. So we'll put that in place. And then the Wave Rewards Manager. We've got some gold drop rate here. So let's even this out a bit. So there's let's see, 8, 10. So we're dealing with about 100 total weight in this drops loot table. Gold, I'm just gonna have this. Or I might even go down to like 4. Let's see if we can even this out to... So let's see, we got 4 here. 2. 2. So that's 8. So this could be 92. So that brings it to like 100 weight. So we're kind of dealing with percentages now. And then, what is 3 divided by 101? Maybe I'll just keep it at 80. So I reduced the gold by like 6, so there's a 4. So it has the same chance as the health globe when it's added. Or when it has the upgrade for increased health drop rate. So we just reduced gold quite a bit, and then in this loot drop, this drop gold here. Where is this being called? Okay. So hopefully that produces a lot less gold. I'm gonna remove some items from my save here. All right, let's go ahead and just play a few waves and see how that feels. Do you have experience with multi-mesh instance 2D? Probably be optimized way to render a lot of textures at once, though this is probably a non-issue in the first place. I don't have any experience with that at all, no. Are you using any NuGet package references other than Godot utilities? I am using Newtonsoft JSON for reading and writing the save JSON data. So that's a useful one. Do I watch TV shows or movies? I don't watch TV shows. And movies, yes, on occasion. I'm actually going to see the new Beetlejuice movie tonight with some friends. So yeah, movies on occasion. Okay, haven't gotten any gold yet. That's good. I still might need to increase the cost of a lot of things, because as the enemies get more common, so too is the gold drop. All right, let's take the stamina early. Already got a rune slot here, so let's go ahead and equip that one. Cool. All right. And there are some weapon parts from some gun types that give you a guaranteed affix slot, so that can't be discounted either. I got 1 gold, look at that. Let's do zap. That sounds good. Here we go. I'm going to put that on the right gun. And I also got a bleed rune here as well. Sweet. Nice. Sacrifice 1 max HP. Let's see what we got here. Do you have any software dev jobs earlier? Game dev degrees are pretty niche. Yeah, I mean, I was a software engineer for many years. I mean, I guess I would say I still am. I just don't have a job right now in that space. I do have a degree in game development. Well, it was more geared toward like simulation programming, but I would say that the degree was not terribly useful. Okay, I'm gonna sacrifice 1 HP here. Let's get the for real. That sounds good to me. Owie. All right. I think this is feeling better. I'm getting less gold, which is nice. Let's get quickness. That sounds good. I'm already up to 3 rune slots on this gun and this gun, so that feels good. I can get 4 rune slots on that one. Boom. I think this is nice. This is a little bit... I think it's paced a little bit better now in terms of the gold and the rune slots. I probably still am going to need to increase the prices, like I said, but I'm okay doing the balance from both directions. Increase the prices and decrease the drop rate. Because it's still fun to have to run around and collect gold, so I don't want to make it like super rare, right? But yeah, stamina. Do I want to go for the DPS increase? But yeah, I can go for a DPS increase and reduce that. Put the bubble magazine on this one. Put bleed, another bleed on there. Bubble magazine, it's the best. I've got 3 dashes now, so that's great. Yeah, this is feeling good. Got the gun scrambler. This is a big DPS increase there. Do I want to do the gun scrambler? I don't think so. Still going at it, I see. I am. Not for much longer, though. I looked up a firebelly toad. Those things are cool. Yeah, they are, aren't they? They're super cool. Okay. Oh, another loot goblin, yes. No, I'm gonna go zap this time. Bullets pierce through enemies. That would be a good one to have. Let's get to the first boss and see how that feels. The next game is a chill virtual pet where you raise a tadpole to a firebelly toad. That'd be cool. Like a nice little, yeah. Call it like toad pole or something. Little play on words. Gosh, those bats are annoying. There we go. I'm getting a lot of gold still. Just because of the increased rate. Obviously, if there's more enemies to kill, there's more gold chances. And that's kind of the point, too, is that if you can kill enemies very quickly, then you can get more gold. So I definitely don't want to shy away from that. Increase stamina by 3 permanently. Create an explosion when the magazine becomes empty. I might do that one. That one sounds good. I'm gonna sell these things. And the runes, they sell for 5 gold a piece as well. So that's actually a pretty huge bonus. Man, the bubbles with piercing through enemies actually is awesome because of the way they travel. They just sort of cover a lot of area. Oop, nice try, almost died right there. I would like a health globe though, please, at some point. Can I have a health globe? All right. Ooh, the shop. The shop needs to be updated, though. I don't want any of these. I'll take the thunderstorm, I suppose. Okay, this is a big DPS increase for both guns. I think I'm going to put it on the right gun, though, and then this one can go on the left gun. There we go. All right, let's give it a shot. Boss time. I need to fix that still. Oh, goodness, there's so much work to do. I've got 1 health. I gotta be very careful. Oof. Nice. Ooh, and I got a health back. Nice. I need some shock now. All right. That's feeling good to me. I'm going to need to adjust the costs of everything. So adjust costs of upgrade tree items based on securing approximately 200 gold on victory. I think because I ended with like 400 gold and then I halved the gold drop rate. So I think I should base it maybe based on like coming out of a victory with 200 gold ish. Okay, these are all done though. Tweak gold and rune slot balance. So we'll commit that. Okay. So yeah, my to-do list keeps growing, but yeah, right now, so basically the focus of the game is going to be, now that I have like a complete loop with the dungeon level, I want to build out all the supporting systems, like the skill upgrade, like balance it all, make it feel really good. I have some more balance stuff that I want to do, like this move fire rate to magazine. And once the balance is feeling really good, then I will feel more confident with just continuing to add content, and then also building out the second level some more, making that work with the 20 wave model, and then also doing the third level, which initially was going to be like a forest level, but I have a different idea because the forest is too hard for me. It was making me really stretch my art skills, so I need to find something, a simpler environment I can do. How do you draw the circles where it doesn't draw the overlapping area? So the way that works is that there's this telegraph layer here, and this telegraph layer is a canvas group. And what happens is that if I go to like an actual telegraph circle here, so in this telegraph circle, what happens is that it actually draws a circle with a color, which is, I guess the color doesn't really matter, but it draws in this draw method a circle. But since all of that is being drawn to a canvas layer here on this telegraph layer, so all those things are going to be drawn underneath it, that gets unified into like a single texture, I guess you could say. And then this has a shader applied to it, which is an outline shader. So it's just a thick outline for the shader. So all of those things, since they're getting rendered as one texture, you can basically render the interiors as transparent, whereas the outline has a solid color. And then there's this animation player here, which basically changes the color of the outline so that it blinks. It goes from red to white here, and this just loops over and over and over again. And that's basically it. It's relatively straightforward, actually. So much work I've been there, yeah. So you expanded past 10 waves. Yeah, so the old model was that you would do 10 waves, and then you would go to the next arena as part of the same run. So you would go from the dungeon to the graveyard. The new model, the new way of doing the game is that each level is its own run. So it's kind of like the Vampire Survivors model where you play on a map until you win, and then you can select which map you want to play next, right? So that's the way it works now. So it goes to 20 waves now with 2 bosses, one at the 10th wave and one at the 20th wave. And then you can go back to the hub level, and then you'll be able to play the graveyard or the third level, which I'm still ideating about. But the benefit of doing that is that I can kind of present more unlocks to the player. So I can say, okay, you play on the dungeon level until you beat it, and then once you beat the dungeon level once, congratulations, now you can play on the graveyard. And the graveyard is actually going to have more difficult enemies. The enemies are going to be tougher in terms of their AI, but they're also going to have more health and more complicated attack patterns and so on. And then the same will be true of the third level. And so, I don't know, I think that it's just easier to present content to the player in that way. That's cool, thanks, yeah. Okay, well, it's about that time, about lunchtime. So I will be ending the stream here, but thank you all for joining and watching. I very much appreciate it. It's a lot of fun as usual. Again, if you want to support my work, check out the links in the description below. Pick up the C# course if you're interested in that. It's brand new. Or pick up the GDScript course or purchase one of my games on Steam. Whatever you want to do to support me financially if you can is very much appreciated. Otherwise, if you can't financially support me, liking, subscribing, watching my videos is a great way to do it. And so yeah, that'll be it. Thank you all for being here. Thanks again for the super chat earlier, and very much appreciate that. And yeah, I guess I'll see you all in the next stream. So hit that notification bell to be notified. All right, have a good day, everyone, and I'll see you next time.